Danielle Bruce.
Coach, I've asked you about this a little bit before, just how this team is able to bounce back after going on the road, losing 4 straight, playing well on Wednesday, and picking up a big win in what feels kind of like a must-win situation just to keep things on track. Can you comment on that again and how your team's been able to do that?
Well, I think one part to be able to bounce back, you have to have good players. Guys have to go out and make plays, and I would say that certainly Nadalkovic was a big piece of that, and he's one of our players, and he went out and I think played a great game, and that's kind of what you need. When you start losing a little bit, and it happens fast in this league, and it happens to really good teams, you lose your confidence a little bit. You play a little bit fragile, and I don't think we played fragile. I thought we did a good job of coming out and playing, but we did not play good enough defensively, and I thought Ned was excellent. So that allows you to kind of stay in the game and find a way to win in the end, which we did. I think part of being able to kind of quell that momentum that's going against you is really good players making big time plays. And in the case on Wednesday night, I think a lot of that was our goalie.
And Stahl, obviously a big part of your defense. Do you know if he'll be in tonight?
He'll be a game time decision tonight.
Okay. And then just lastly, Hockey Fights Cancer. It's always a big night. It's a big league initiative. What does it mean to you to play in this game?
Well, I mean, obviously, and I guess I shouldn't say obviously, because that kind of makes it seem like it happens so much that I don't think any of us should get callous to it. And so I shouldn't say obviously, it just hits so many people, and there's not anybody, I don't think, that walks this earth that isn't touched in some way, shape, or form in a negative way by cancer. Certainly I've been fortunate in my life that those immediately around me have been pretty healthy. But it's only one layer past that people I care about deeply have had to go through some incredible hardships, and people that are good friends of mine have had to go through incredible hardships, and a lot of people suffer great loss. So I think it is important to have nights like this. I think it is important to have times where you draw attention to say, let's make sure we stay on top of this fight, and not let it become just something that happens, and keep fighting and making sure that we've been unbelievable as mankind, finding ways to be innovative, and let's find a way to beat it. Yeah.
Trevor Thompson.
Blash, what's the status for Veleno and DeKaiser tonight?
Both will be unavailable tonight. DK is still in COVID protocol, and Joe is not ready to play.
Looking back at your last game against Buffalo, what did they do that presented a challenge that you'll have to continue to contend with here tonight?
Well, I'd start by the fact that they play hard. They're very, very well coached by Don Granato. He's an excellent coach, and he's a person who I think players want to play extremely hard for, and they do that. They play really hard. They've been a resilient team. They've gone through ups and downs and continue to fight like crazy. They've suffered injuries. Obviously, one of their goaltenders has been out for a while here. They're a good team in the offensive zone. They do a good job in transition. They created a 2-on-1 early in the game against Montreal and weren't able to capitalize on it last game, but they're a good team in transition. So, they've got a number of good young players in their lineup. It's like every night in this league, it'll be a hard challenge, and we're going to be on top of our game.
You've really played well at home so far this year. What have you liked about the way you've played at home, and how have you been able to take advantage of your home ice?
Yeah, I would say the energy. I think the energy that we've played with at home has been excellent. I would put a large part of that with the atmosphere in the building's been excellent. I think the crowd is totally energized their team. I think our crowd's been awesome. I think the building's awesome. I think the atmosphere is awesome. Those that haven't been down here should get down here because it's been incredible. And I think it's really creating an environment that's hard to play in for the opponent. So I think our energy level at home has probably been the biggest factor to our success. We've I think been extremely competitive, played at that high energy. We haven't always been perfect by any stretch. We got to get better in a lot of areas, but it's allowed us to win a lot of games, or a good number of games at home.
Riley Johnston.
What did you see in Wednesday night's game that you're hoping that will roll over into tonight's game?
Let's probably start again with our goaltending. I think that was the biggest factor in the win ultimately. I thought we weren't good enough defensively in areas that we want to get better at, but I have felt that we had 2 days of practice now that I think we've improved over those 2 days. When I walk off days in practice, I want to feel good that we got better, and I think we did in the 2 days on Thanksgiving Day and on Friday. I think I thought Bertuzzi was really, really good, kind of back to where he'd been through lots of the year. Lark's, that line was good, so I think that's a real positive. So we just need guys to continue to try to bring their A game. It's not easy for 82, but the more guys that can bring their A game tonight, the better position we'll be in to win.
You mentioned Bertuzzi playing like you've never seen him before, and he was just injured. We were talking about Fabry when he's, been plagued with injuries and playing like you're not scared to play and get hurt again. That's something we've seen out of Bertuzzi. So can you talk to that a little bit about how he's been playing?
Yeah, I think Bert, I think again, one of the things that comes, in Fab's case, it was multiple injuries, but one of the things that happens, I think when you're hurt is you got to come back and kind of get past that, Lark's talked about it in the preseason, kind of get past that Ricky Bobby moment where you're just kind of, making, playing a little bit cautious, I guess. And to Bert's credit, I haven't seen that. I really haven't seen it all year. I think for Bert to be a really good player, he's got to play extraordinarily hard. He's got to sacrifice his body to win puck battles. I think one of the things that makes Bert special is that he can win tons of puck battles, especially for a guy that's not a natural skater. And to do that, you got to sacrifice your body. And he's, to me, done that on a consistent basis every night.
That's it for us this morning. Thanks, everyone.